This courtroom may look ordinary, but today's hearing will reveal the devastating reality of how mental health, addiction, and accountability collide inside the justice system. Meet Austin Young, a man battling personal demons while standing before a judge who's seen it all. What begins as a routine docket call soon unravels into a tense confrontation about truth, responsibility, and the limits of mercy. Stay tuned. This one's layered, emotional, and brutally real.
All right, everyone, I am going to call the docket. Sorry about the late start. I actually am co-judge now with Judge Ron Rangel for the Mental Health Court. So we're going to take up the mental health court docket probably by 9:40. I just need to finish my docket first, then we'll take that up. All right. Adolfo Rodriguez Villafon. All right, thank you. Carlos, oh, that shouldn't be on the docket. Diana Murcia, Josh Randall Sanchez, Raymond Elizondo, and Miss Abrams. That was on the docket yesterday with you. It's 2022 CR 11094. And Austin Michael Young, I think he may be in custody. All right, so counsel, just let me know when you're ready to approach. All right, thank you. While we're waiting the interpreter, can you tell me, have you received all the discovery?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. And this is we're applying for pretrial liberation, Your Honor.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to give you
Before diving into Austin's case, the judge works through a list of names, each tied to the court's mental health docket. This part might seem procedural, but it shows something important. This isn't just about punishment, it's about rehabilitation. Courts like this one handle dozens of defendants battling not just legal issues, but personal crises too. The tone is calm, professional, but behind it lies an overworked system struggling to give every case the attention it deserves.
I'm going to recall you all for October 30th. You could do a reset form for me on Adolfo Rodriguez Villafon, and it's a P2D.
Over 30th, that would be great.
Yes. Is that good for you, counsel?
Yes.
Thank you, Adriana.
What was the date again?
October 30th. And for the other, if there's no slot, if you'll just write PTD. And counsel, things should be taken care of with this PTD by that time. So just make sure you do the contract and everything.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
As the judge navigates through procedural details, notice how she balances authority with empathy. She checks every record, verifies dismissals, and ensures proper scheduling. This is a real glimpse into courtroom precision. One small mistake in documentation can derail justice. It's not drama yet, but it's the foundation. Accuracy here decides who walks free and who doesn't.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I'm going to have to look at that. You know, everybody thinks, every single charge in the penal code.
Oh, yeah.
But the violation of motor fuel tax requirement,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that one up.
I don't know. It's for, Rodriguez. Yeah, it's an odd one.
Mhm.
It's your hair.
And
Oh, really nice.
Rashawn. So what is happening with Raymond Elizondo? Was he given notice of yesterday?
Oh. Yeah. At what time?
I said that.
So Judge on the side of her.
Yeah.
All right. Diana Marcia. All right, Norma.
Yes, I wasn't provided with this year, so didn't notify her,
Okay.
and we started, so.
When do you want it recalled?
Next.
Tuesday of next week? All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you put 2025 CR 11094 Raymond Elizondo for Tuesday of next week. Yes, I think that's the correct cause number. He was on the docket for yesterday, if you don't see him.
Okay. Thank you.
And Deputy Laura, can you make an announcement in the hall for Diana Marcia?
For that case, I show that it was dismissed for PTD on September 15th.
All righty. Norma, that needs to be in the system that it was dismissed.
Yes.
Thank you for checking on that. Diana Marcia, yes. I don't know why these are appearing on the docket when they've been dismissed.
They're supposed to, take the working off when they do this. That gets over receipts and suggestions.
Oh, no problem.
Now the real story begins. State versus Austin Young. His name comes up as the judge transitions to his case file. The quiet energy in the courtroom shifts. Austin's attorney steps forward, ready to explain why his client missed court dates and failed to meet probation conditions. The defense hints that illness, not defiance, was the reason, and that becomes the heart of this entire hearing.
About this.
You guys were asking.
All right, Rashawn, I put it in the system, at least in the notes, that he's being recalled for September 30th. All right, are you all ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
All right, could I have the file on his client, please?
Young?
Yes. All right, so before we go on the record, my understanding is
Here we learn about Austin's situation. He was on probation, asked to take a drug test, a UA, but didn't complete it. His lawyer claims food poisoning stopped him, and confusion between probation and pretrial services made things worse. This moment highlights a classic courtroom dilemma. When does an excuse stop being believable? The audience can feel tension rising as both sides prepare to argue whether Austin deserves another chance.
said, with Judge Angeline, he had entered pleas of truth,
That's correct, Judge.
and then he was to come back for the outcome of something.
Of a UA. And so he had some food poisoning that day. He'd gone to
Oh, but let's get the
pretrial.
record.
Okay, we can do that. Like,
All right.
it's a little bit of procedural
I
stuff.
was just trying to figure out.
Yeah, there's a story.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 1449W State versus Austin Young. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Lauren Espinoza?
defense?
Louis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Young.
And are you Mr. Young?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, on September, I think this is September 11th. You
Yes,
entered a
ma'am.
plea of true to violations 2, 2, and 2. And there was no sentencing on the plea. Off the record, your attorney informed me.
The defense brings in Austin's mother, Wendy, to testify, and suddenly the tone shifts from legal to emotional. Her testimony paints a picture of a son battling depression, joblessness, and rejection. She describes sleepless nights and desperate ER visits where doctors downplayed his symptoms. It's raw, heartfelt, and tragic. But in court, emotion alone doesn't always equal proof.
That you were requested to do a UA or something?
A UA,
Yes.
the 11th.
All right, you may proceed to counsel.
Okay, so Judge, just procedurally. So on the 11th, Mr. Young was released by Judge Angelini to go to get UA. And essentially told him in open court, if you clean tomorrow, then, you're just going back on probation. I'll reinstate you. If you're dirty, then you need to go in someplace. Mr. Young called me from pretrial services. I was on the phone with him. We were trying to talk to somebody there about him doing a UA. They kept saying, we don't have anything from the court, so we had trouble doing that. The next morning, Mr. Young had some food poisoning issues, had been at the doctor's, did not come in, a warrant was issued. And then we just tried to regroup and figure out where to go from here. And so Mr. Young brought himself in voluntarily yesterday. One of the things that we needed to address, that we'd addressed with the court, with Judge Angelini, is that in May, Mr. Young was having some mental health issues and some kind of mental health emergencies. And that was kind of the reason for the non-compliance in May. I've got his mother here to testify to that. And so I'd ask the court for to allow me to bring her up and kind of explain what was going on. Okay.
Oh, you need to step over there.
Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Wendy Scholmer,
All right, and can you spell your last name for the court reporter?
Schorlemer.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Ms. Schulmer, obviously you're Austin's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to the court what was going on with him mentally in May?
As Wendy continues, we see the painful gap between medical systems and mental health care. Multiple hospitals turned Austin away, saying they weren't psychiatric facilities. Her frustration shows how easily someone can fall through the cracks, too sick to function, but not sick enough for real help. For viewers, it's a chilling reminder. The justice system often becomes the last stop for untreated mental illness.
Obviously, the biggest issue is his criminal history.
Yes,
Okay.
the record.
Right.
Nobody wants to even open the door to him.
And what effect were you seeing on him mentally?
He, looking back, was completely withdrawing and kind of having a mental breakdown.
What kind of signs did you see of him having a mental breakdown?
Withdrawn from everybody.
Did you seek out any kind of medical help from at the time?
Yes.
And what kind of mental help did you seek out for him?
I took him on Sunday. Friday was when I really noticed something was not right with him. He was kind of talking, saying crazy things, not crazy, but just not appropriate things, not in the here and now. And so on Sunday, he was not sleeping either, not eating, not sleeping. So on Sunday night, I ran him up to a little local ER, Methodist ER in our neighborhood.
Okay.
And they did a history, and not a physical, but just talked to him, this cool doctor from Austin, and said, well, maybe you just need to get some sleep. And I was very shocked at the lack of care or concern, but of course I'm his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, well, let me give you something to sleep. So he gave him one.
The questioning moves deeper. The defense connects Austin's current breakdown to a similar episode from his high school years, showing this isn't a new problem, but a long-term struggle. It's a strategy meant to humanize him. If the court sees a consistent medical issue, maybe it'll view his violations as symptoms, not choices. But will the judge buy it? That's the tension building right now.
One Ativan. And by the time we got to the car, he was relaxed and he slept that night.
Yeah.
Monday morning, he woke up and became very agitated and talking out of his mind and not eating and just not himself. So then that went on Monday. Monday, we came down to see you.
Yes.
Because I knew he had court Tuesday, and I knew he couldn't do it. He wasn't sleeping. He couldn't get dressed. He was a mess. So Tuesday, I took him back. I went to a Stone Oak Methodist Hospital ER.
Okay.
And we waited for hours. And kind of the same thing, a little bit more concerned, but not much. And we sat in a room for hours, and the doctor did do some blood work. No blood work, did a urinalysis. And then they gave him something, and it made him much worse, much more agitated. At that time, they called in a Bexar County, I guess, policeman or sheriff. I'm not sure who he was, but he was very kind. And he talked to Austin and said, they don't have the facilities here. They don't treat psychiatric patients, but we can just take you in the ER and the ambulance straight over to Methodist Specialty where they can help you.
Okay, and let me stop you. And so was he taken over to Methodist Specialty?
No.
Okay.
He said, no, I'm fine. He said, I'm fine. I said, no. I looked at the policeman. I said, no, he's not. And he said, well, we can't force him to go, and you can't either. He's an adult. So they gave him something, made him, I said, he's got to have something to sleep. I can't take him home. He's pacing the floors 24/7. So they gave him one more Ativan. And I said, could you please write him a prescription for just 2 or 3 until we can get to see a doctor? And she said, no, you have to go to Methodist Specialty. We are not a psychiatric hospital.
Okay, let me stop you there. And it's kind of subsequent to that is when we started coming to court, and we've had these, the issues with the warrant and those sorts of things.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And then
And so,
that's yet to come.
okay. Now, had you ever noticed him have
The prosecution cross-examines Wendy with precision. Their goal is clear: to shift the narrative from mental health crisis to lack of accountability. They emphasize that Austin knew his probation conditions, including drug testing, and still violated them. It's a battle between empathy and enforcement. The courtroom feels divided. Is he a victim of his mind or just avoiding
kind of a
consequences?
psychological breakdown like that before?
Yes, once before
And when was that?
in high school.
And what were the circumstances of that?
He was having a very difficult time getting through a math class that was required for graduation. He had lots of learning disabilities, and he was being bullied, and all of a sudden just stopped eating, wouldn't go to school, completely shut down.
Okay. And the situation seems to be kind of consistent with that.
Yes, but the pediatrician at that point helped us and gave us something to get him through it. And with the principal's help and the special education department's help, we were able to get him out of the high school and into a alternative school to finish his requirements to graduate
Okay.
early.
And so these are the issues that he's been having for the past several months,
Mhm.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And a lot of it is the fact that he's trying to move forward and he's kind of running into roadblocks every chance.
Yes, he can't. He's getting through his probation pretty well in his recovery program, but he can't be a productive young man. He cannot get a job.
And you see the stress that puts on him.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I mean, one day he said, "Mom, there's no hope for me. I might as well just end my life."
I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor. Hello, Mrs. Chung. You stated you observed these types of signs prior to May 25. Is that correct?
Yes.
Approximately what year was the high school incident?
Oh, when he was, let's see, I guess about 18.
And he is how old now?
I'm sorry,
How old is your son now?
39.
So how many years would that have been? About more than 10?
Yeah.
Okay. To your knowledge, did Mr. Young ever acknowledge these signs that you observed in him?
Did he acknowledge?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
He said, "Mom, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine."
And is that in both 2025 and when he was in high school?
I don't remember high school.
Okay. To your knowledge, did Mr. Young inform his probation officer of these issues he was having?
Now the judge steps in with hard questions. She points out this isn't Austin's first violation, or even his second. Repeated failure to appear and follow through has pushed her patience to the limit. From this moment, it's clear. Her main question isn't whether Austin struggles with mental health, it's whether he can ever take full responsibility for his actions.
Yes.
Okay.
He talked to him numerous times about the issues of employment. He said, told him to go to Goodwill.
Mhm. But I'm speaking of the mental health.
Oh, yeah.
issues.
I think so. And he discussed, maybe he informed him that he was on an antidepressant.
Mhm. But you're not positive of that, or you are?
No, I'm not.
Were you aware of Mr. Young being on probation?
Yes.
Yes. Were you aware that one of his conditions is to submit to drug testing?
Yes.
Were you aware that he violated that condition?
Yes.
Would you agree with me that the best way for someone to learn a lesson is to take accountability for their actions?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
And just very briefly, Austin still is on a alcohol monitoring device, correct?
Yes.
And he's on probation for DWI. He does not drive anymore.
No, does not have a car and does not drive anywhere.
Okay, so he gets rides or Ubers or
For
walks.
me.
Right. Okay. And so, to the best of your knowledge, he is not picking up new offenses, correct?
No.
And to the best of your knowledge, he's reporting to probation.
Yes. I know that he missed one time on a Thursday afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you so much for coming down. Thank you. All right, so here's the court's issues.
Okay.
One, this is not his first motion to revoke,
Correct.
and it's not his first motion to revoke for violation of condition number 2. And it seems every time there is an issue with probation or there is a potential revocation, he doesn't show for court. And something else has popped up where he can't show. And it appears that his issues are the consequences. So I don't know if there's a reason to continue him on probation, because I don't know if there's anything that we can do to help him.
Judge, I'd like him to do
Austin's attorney makes one final passionate plea, asking for another chance instead of revocation. He paints Austin as someone trying to recover, not rebel. He argues that the system should rehabilitate, not just punish. His tone carries sincerity. He even points out that Austin came to court voluntarily, facing his warrant head-on. It's a solid defense, but will it outweigh his record?
our biggest issue when we get DWIs in felony court is the fact that it's not your first DWI.
Mhm.
By definition, it's not. And if you're willing to get 3 DWIs, then, there's an issue. And I think that the most, important thing he's done for accountability is just decide never to drive again. And that's good. That keeps the community safe. So the issue now becomes, how much work do we want to put into him, right? Because, we've got some compliance here, and I think we've got substantial compliance. But if our question is how much more help can we give him, I think that we can. I think that he benefits from the structure. I think he benefits from the supervision. I think he allows himself to be supervised. But, it's not easy to be on probation. It's not easy in this society to have a criminal history because you don't get the same chances other people do. And I'd ask the court to consider a sanction other than revocation. I'd ask the court to consider, there's a recommendation for state ISF cognitive track.
Hasn't he been in
He,
a facility
I think
before?
he's been to SATF before, but I mean, we're talking about some cognitive skills. And the main thing is we need to put him in a position to work. And I think like with most people, if he's working, we're not going to have problems with him showing up to court. We're not going to have problems with him showing up to probation. If he's working and he's productive, I think that we're going to get, if not perfect compliance, then pretty close to it. Because he's not a person who is out breaking the law more. He's not a person who is refusing to go to probation. And, in fact, as the court knows, he came in yesterday. He knew he had a warrant. He knew he had missed. He knew this was an issue, and it's not.
Then comes the state's turn. Their argument is brutal but grounded. Austin has been here before, failed before, and made the same promises before. They push for full revocation, meaning prison time. The prosecutor's calm tone hides a firm stance. The law requires accountability, and partial compliance isn't enough. It's the system's hardest truth. Even compassion has limits.
He echoes what the court's sentiment that this is not the first MTR or violation of condition number 2. There is consistency in failing to take accountability. We'd ask that you'd grant the state's recommendation to revoke. Mr. Young was given opportunities to comply with probation and take full accountability, but we would urge that partial accountability is insufficient here. He was explained his conditions of probation, and he has shown that through his actions and subsequent violations and then subsequent FTAs on 9/12 and 9/23 that he's still not taking accountability for his actions. So we'd ask that you grant the revocation.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to revoke. The court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, 2-year license suspension. I'll request the therapeutic community. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. I'll give him credit for any successful completion and inpatient treatment.
Okay.
And
The judge delivers her ruling. 3 years in prison. She praises Austin for his efforts but says her hands are tied. She's tried probation, treatment, and leniency. Nothing worked. Her words carry weight. At some point, there's nothing else I can do. This is one of those moments that feels both inevitable and tragic. Justice has to draw a line somewhere, even when it hurts.
The form that we signed when Judge Angelini was here, did you review that form that we signed?
it's the
Yes.
form
Yes.
telling you whether or not you have a right to appeal. You do have a right to, you have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on community supervision. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So we can go off the record. So, Mr. Young, it's just that the court has worked with you by giving you inpatient treatment and giving you different treatments to try to help you. But at some point, there is nothing else that I can do. I don't have any more tools. It's sad that the legislature doesn't have more to offer, but I have what I have, and that's it. So you'll receive the credit for any time that you've served, okay?
Do you,
Thank you.
and would you allow him to say anything to the court right now?
I'm sorry?
Judge, would you allow him to say anything to the court right now?
Sure.
You want to say something, Judge?
I don't know what to say, Liz. I'm shocked. I've done everything. I finished all my probation stuff. I was just waiting for my, my probation to be finished. I've done all my classes, paid for fine. I had done everything. The only reason I had another MTR is that we had lost the monitor and I couldn't afford to pay the $3,500. And you gave me this
So
thing
here's the
for
problem.
90 days and it's been
This is
over
the
a
problem.
year.
This is the problem that you're not understanding. You had a violation of condition number.
Austin's reaction is heartbreaking. He pleads that he did everything asked of him, paid fines, took classes, wore his monitor, but the judge counters calmly. This isn't new. The same violations have happened again and again. For viewers, it's an emotional gut punch. A man convinced he's done enough, facing a system convinced he hasn't changed. This is the emotional peak of the entire hearing.
Thank you, counsel. Yes. Are you here? Because I have to go.
Judge, it's an off-docket matter on a federal case.
Oh, that's a federal case where the guy is in custody?
Yes,
Found that case?
Judge Garcia has reset it again into January. There are some major changes coming down on sentencing guidelines on the federal level. I think that's why he did it, because we're having an argument over mixed versus actual methamphetamine.
Okay. Norma, I need a February date for this case. It's DC 2023. CR 1197. The federal case is not set till January 8th. So if you can set this sometime in February. Thank you for letting us know earlier.
Oh, Judge, not a problem at all. Melissa actually texted me this either yesterday or early this morning. So not a problem to drop by.
Right,
16th
so we'll
February.
do, February 16th. It is Joaquin Mendez. Man, that's 2026.
Can you believe it?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, counsel, that's for you.
I'll give it to Norma.
All right, and there's a case I'm going to call. The court is going to call 2025 CR 009957, State versus Josh Randall Sanchez for the state.
Gallery, state.
All right, this hearing was scheduled on September 25th, 2025 at 9 a.m. The defendant did not make an appearance. The court recalled for today. It is now 9:42 a.m. and the defendant has not made an appearance. State?
Question of one. Trigger.
All right, bond.
And that concludes State versus Austin Young, a case that reminds us how fragile the line is between help and consequence. The judge balanced compassion with law, but when accountability failed, justice had to act. Whether you see Austin as a struggling man or a repeat violator, one thing's clear: courtroom mercy always has limits. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.